Good morning, children. Stay at home, stay safe and healthy. So I have already discussed in the energy chapter the different kind of energy transformation and law of conservation of energy, and two practical example of law of conservation of energy. That is, one is a body falling freely in vacuum or free space, another is oscillation of simple pendulum in free space. Then the next topic is energy chain. Alright, now if you consider the ultimate source of energy, means we all types of energy where from we are getting on earth, we are getting it from the sun. So the sun is the ultimate source of energy, and the conversion of solar energy into electrical energy takes place in an energy change in nature. Alright, so these are the 2 points you have to write, and you have to remember also that sun is the ultimate source of energy, and the process of conversion of solar energy into electrical energy makes an energy chain in nature. How it makes an energy chain? You see, first of all, from getting the heat energy from the sun, water in different area, means water in the pond, river, ocean, they evaporate, and then the cloud is formed. And where the cloud is formed? On earth? No, it is formed on sky, which is at quite height from the ground. Alright, so what is happening? Heating energy of the sun, it is converted into potential energy of water vapor in clouds. Then what happens? Rain forms and rain falls down, or rainwater falls down on earth. So it is converted into kinetic energy of rainwater and flowing water of rivers. And you know that using the rainwater and flowing water, what we do, the excess water, we store it in a dam which is also constructed at certain height. Then that water from the dam is allowed to fall on a turbine. Turbine is what? It is a very big giant well, and when the flowing water from the dam falls on the turbine, turbine rotates, and the armature of the generator is connected to the turbine. So the armature of the generator rotates and electricity is produced. So what is the energy chain in nature? That heat energy of the sun converted into potential energy of water vapor in clouds, then kinetic energy of rainwater and flowing water of rivers, this potential energy is converted, and then kinetic energy of rainwater converted into electrical energy into hydroelectric power station. So this is the energy chain by which solar energy is converted into electrical energy. Alright, then the next important term is power. Power we define as work done per unit time. Means it is considered as rate of work done. And you know that work done is nothing but to equal to energy. So you can write it as also energy produced, energy spent, anything, energy per unit time. So generally, what is the symbolical formula we use? Power is equal to W by T. Power is given by W by T. Alright, so next point is, what is the SI unit of power? SI unit of power is known as watt, W-A-T-T. It is the name of one physicist. That's why when you are writing the full form, it should be W-A-T-T, and when it is a short form, it is big W. Alright, and you can write 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second. Alright, because you know what is the SI unit of work done. SI unit of work done is joule, and SI unit of time is second. Alright, now here you understand it, how we calculate power. Suppose one person is working, just you consider this one, you are in the evening work and you have walked 2 kilometer, and when you are working, you are taking to walk 2 kilometer, suppose you are taking in the 60-minute time, alright, 1 hour time. Is that clear? Now you are running. So when you are running, then what will happen? You will take less time to cover the same amount of distance. So you see, when you are running, you are using your power to do the same work done in less time. Alright, so what is power? Power is rate of work done, or we say it as work done per unit time. So these are the important points related with the power, and you must note it down in your study material. So you have learnt about energy and power. Now the question is, what are the differences between energy and power? First point is, energy is ability to do work, whereas power is rate of work done. SI unit of energy is joule, SI unit of power is watt. Energy we can store, alright, one can store energy, energy can be stored, but power we cannot store, power can't be stored. Energy we can transform it from one form to another, but we cannot transfer power from one form to another. So these are the 4 points of differences between energy and power. You must note in the study material copy. Now in between, one activity on potential energy I've missed to discuss. So I am discussing that again. We know that potential energy is given by M into G into H, where H is the height of the body from the ground. Means if you take a body, if you lift a body to more height, it will gain more potential energy. So by a simple nice activity we can show it. Alright, what you have to do, just you take a stand, and you don't have to draw the diagram, just you understand it. Suppose you have taken one stand and clamp, and from the clamp you suspend a heavy brass ball. Okay, you suspend it, a heavy brass ball, and then you keep a lighter object. Here it is given a matchbox, so you take a matchbox, empty matchbox, and keep it near the brass ball. Okay, now you will observe that suppose you have taken the brass ball to the position A. Alright, you have lifted it to the position A and then you release it. Then what will happen? Just brass ball will push, it will come here, and the brass ball will start oscillating like this, isn't it? So when it will come here and try to move in this direction, then what it will do? It will push the matchbox. Then you will observe that when the ball is lifted to A, suppose the matchbox has come to the position 1. So this is the position 1. It has come to the position 2. Alright. Now you do this. You lift the ball to more height. Alright. Again you release it. Then you will see that it will be able to push the matchbox by larger distance. Alright, means what? It is doing more work. You know that work done is equal to force into displacement. So here you see, in the first case when the ball was at A, then it displaced the matchbox by this amount. So work done is less. Why work done is less? Because as this height is less, you are lifting it to lesser height, so it is having less potential energy. So it can do less amount of work done. Now when you have taken it to the point B, then you have lifted it to greater height, H is more. So it is having more potential energy. So you see, as it is having more potential energy, it can do more work, because what is force into displacement? So you see matchbox is displaced through a longer distance. Alright, so by this activity one can prove that potential energy, it depends on the height of the object from the ground. More the height of the object from the ground, more the potential energy the body will get. So this is the end of this chapter. Thank you girls.